All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in to Sports Talk with BWatts Entertainment, along with RobDaManMedia and the legendary himself, Coach Dre. Hey, this broadcast is brought to you by AMB Auto Service right there in Griffin, Georgia. If you need any vehicles, parts needs like a motor, a transmission, a starter, or alternator, or any parts, hey, give them a call at 770-229-9122. That's 770-229-9122. That's A&B Auto Service right there in Griffin, Georgia. You can contact the owner, Tim Andrews, at 404-316-4867. And we want to thank them for sponsoring this broadcast tonight. All right. Hello, friends. Once again, like I said, I'm Bernard Watts of Sports Talk with BWatts Entertainment. Glad to be able to bring you this broadcast tonight. I got one of the greatest YouTube content creators over there. That's RobDaManMedia and Coach Dre. We're gonna be talking about tonight Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes and Coach Prime rebuilding Colorado football team program. So let me bring them up and we're gonna get this show on the road.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's going on, Rob?
Man,
Yeah,
long week, man. Been a long week.
you tell me about it. Tell me about it. What's up, Drake? Hope everybody have a good day and a good week. Man, I saw some disturbing stuff on the internet about it's a kid down there in Florida got shot. A kid.
Yeah,
Y'all get anything about that?
yeah. It's the Auburn running back. He from Sarasota. I really don't know the details to it, but I guess they were out and about him and his family. I think his brother got shot, and he also got shot in the head. He's in a critical condition right now. Um, it's just sad kids can't come home for summer for a little while and enjoy themselves without getting hurt. You know, that's why I try to tell my kids to stay up there in school, or when they're home, we try to have events and stuff for them to do, so they don't have to worry about stuff like that, because it's just a lot of jealousy, and just bitterness because they some of them didn't get the chance or the opportunity. So yeah, we really praying for him and his family right now, and you know, hopefully he'll pull through.
Okay. All right. Appreciate for that update. Tonight, like I say, tonight broadcast, we're gonna talk about Coach Prime rebuilding Colorado football program. And whenever you get ready to rebuild anything, sometimes you have to tear it down. I remember when my grandmother died. Uh, she had a house, and we need to decide what we're gonna do with it. So I decided to hey tear it down and start over. Whenever a man rebuilds something, he got to make a decision. Do he want to patch it up, what he got, or you got to tear it down and start all over? So when I see Coach Prime is doing with this Colorado football program, he chose to tear it down and rebuild it again. And when you do that, it takes time. So let me know what you think about how Coach Prime went by starting off rebuilding. I know he's not finished rebuilding Colorado football program. Start me off, Coach Dre.
I mean, this isn't his first time doing it. I've seen him. I mean, he started a youth program from the ground up. Anything worth building, you got to have a solid foundation, or you can't build anything on anything. So, and then you watched him go to Jackson State, and he did the same thing. And he tore everything down. He looked at everything and he readjusted it. And you have to change things to make things better. So I'm definitely not upset with what he's doing. You gotta like the way that he's doing it. But what the difference is, I see from this time and the other times I've been seeing him is I see the handyman that's coming to help is handyman. They coming with their tools. They ain't coming to ask you for no tools. They coming with their tools in hand because they want to help you build. And that's when we grew up, maybe me and you BWatts, when you had a neighbor, like my daddy is from Georgia, and if my daddy cut his grass, he cut his neighbor's grass. And if his neighbor was cutting his grass, he cut my daddy grass. And that's what it really takes. And I think that's why he's gonna be successful, because he got some men and some coaches around him who want to see him succeed. It's not about them, it's about us. I think that's the biggest key.
Yeah. Before Rod go, I got to agree with you 100% on that about the neighbors. When I decided to rebuild, matter of fact, rebuild the house, I didn't have to hire no contractors. I had my neighbors come to help me out. Only thing I had to do is just buy the material. And hey, I just had to decide, do I want to rent it or do I want to sell it or do I want to continue to pay where I was at? I moved in the house right now rent free. So you're right about that. When you're rebuilding something, sometimes your neighbors and your friends, and just like Coach Prime, Warren Sapp, Daniel Lewis, that's their friend, and they coming to help them to rebuild this program. All right, Rob, it's on you, buddy.
SOP, man, stand for a purpose. Stand on a purpose. As you can see, the reconstruction of this, it's starting from ground zero and building brick by brick. Some of the things that we seen last year that didn't work, we had to take it out. We had to replace the foundation to set a standard, what that standard is. And a lot of these things that you see, and a lot of these coaches that you see in the building now, is one beat, right? Everybody's on the same beat. There's nobody separating themselves and trying to be their own man, their own agenda. Everybody's on the same beat to make sure that we win. And you just got to take your hand off of what Coach Prime is doing. The biggest thing was, would they give him time? Would they give him time to rebuild this thing all the way completely? When you look at, what's going on, because a lot of times when you look at when new coaches come in, the time is not the essence anymore. You don't get time to build nothing. You gotta win now. And so, what we seen from Coach Prime first year, there was some struggles, there was some deficiencies in some areas, but you also see him go fix those deficiencies this offseason. So you can't do nothing but, tip your hat. Um, you know, Going back to look at where they struggled at, the areas that they struggled in, and attack it this offseason. You can't do nothing but be thankful for what you see. And it ain't a done. This ain't a done thing. It ain't finished, right? As I always say, man, just stay patient. It's gonna take time. It's not something that's gonna be built overnight, but when you build it the right way with the right people, you're gonna have success.
All right, I like that just taking both of y'all. So, all right, like I said, I got 10 points that I want to bring up about Coach Klein rebuilding Colorado football program, and we're gonna go through them one by one. And if the chat wanna participate, put your comments in the chat, and also while you're here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channels. That's Rob the Man Media and also Sports Talk with B Entertainment, if y'all don't mind. Appreciate each one of you for every Sunday for tuning in. Appreciate the message that y'all send me, how well you enjoy the program. And hey, we're not gonna overlook nobody out there, because everybody's opinion matters. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree, just long we respect one another. And I definitely gonna give you respect. That's the way I am. All right, all right. Hey, let's start it off. All right, let's look at the coaching staff. Coach Prime went from the offensive coordinator Sean Lewis to Pat Shurmur. What kind of effect will this have on the team this year going forward?
You're gonna see a more well balanced attack out of Colorado Buffaloes. We're gonna score just like we did last year, but we're gonna be more efficient. Pat Shermer, you're gonna see play action from him. You're gonna see rollouts. You're gonna see different things with Shador Sanders being in a proto style offense. Something that you didn't see. He's going to use weapons all over the field. You're going to see people move all around the field. You won't just see people just playing one position. They're going to be moved around to make sure that we put sevens on the board. Light that scoreboard up we're trying to break every light up in the scoreboard this year. That's the plan. So When you look at, that fast-paced, up-tempo offense from Sean Lewis to what you're going to see from Pat Shurmur, it's gonna be a difference. You're going to see them run the ball more. I know a lot of people don't think they're going to run the ball, but they're going to run
Right.
the ball. You're going to see the balance. You have to run the ball, man. That's the only way you can be efficient. Um, there's no way you're just going to be able to pass the ball 90% of the time and run it 10 and then expect to win. It's just not successful. You might get away with it for 4 or 5 games, but for an entire season, it just ain't gonna happen. So, the moves that he made with Pat Shurmur to Sean Lewis is great. Um, the relationship that you see with Shador and Pat Shurmur, it just looks different. You just see that they're on the same page. They beating at the same drum. They throwing ideas at each other and bouncing them off each other to what makes Shador Sanders comfortable. So you gotta like what you see from two, and the chemistry that he's built with Pat Shurmur, and for all the future quarterbacks, you know, you're looking to set up something well.
Okay. All right. Like I said, I like the move. I know a lot of people probably didn't want at first that Pat Sherman would be the offensive coordinator, but I just like when the offensive coordinator and the quarterback on one accord and they're on the same page. And I think it's be more effective than they was last year. That's my opinion on that. Think Coach Dre just went out again, so we'll move to the defensive coordinator side. He went from Charles Kelly, who he got from Alabama at a time. So Charles Kelly left and went to Auburn University. Now we bring in Robert Leviston as the defensive coordinator. Understand that he ain't never called a defensive play, but he brought him in from the Cincinnati Bengals from the defensive back and safety coach. And he was there I know he was over there 8 years, probably been up to 10 to 11 years there. And by him being there in a professional league, I'm sure he can bring some insight on how to run the defense at the college level. So it's remained to be seen, but I just want y'all thoughts on that too.
Well, here's the thing that you gotta love about Robert Livingston, in a sense. You don't know what is going to happen. You don't know what defense he's going to run yet. A lot of people think and take away from what they've seen in the spring game, but I can tell you right now, all that was vanilla-based defenses. There wasn't nothing super extreme or what the scheme might be or what players might line up, this, that, and the third, because you don't want to put that stuff on film going into the season, right? So
Right.
one of the things I do like is that we got younger with our defensive coordinator. It's not to say that our last defensive coordinator couldn't relate to the players, but I think you got somebody that understands the landscape of going through, analyzing players, going through, scouting players, what it looks like for the NFL, to what you need to work his way up in the NFL, to now moving pieces around at Colorado. I just think it's a win-win situation when you look at the defensive coordinator from last year to this year. It's not to say that Charles Kelly did a bad job. I actually like what the job that Charles Kelly did with he just didn't have the personnel. But when you look at this new defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston, this defense is going to fly around. They're going to play a lot faster. Players are going to move around that you didn't see move around last year. They're going to put the players in the right place. And all you can do is just wait, just be patient, because what defense they're going to run is still to be seen. Nobody knows. They know, but nobody knows publicly what defense they're going to run. So you just can't do nothing but wait and see what actually happens. And it's a fun sight to see.
Okay. All right. We got a question for the panel from DC Carson Music. The question is for the panel is Pat Sherman has a 19-46 record, 292 winning percentage. I guess he's talking about the NFL. How confident are you he will be successful? Not
So
saying he won't at all.
so here's the thing. Pat Sherman ain't the head coach. You're taking a record as him as a head coach. He ain't the head coach. He's offensive coordinator. He got one job. One. Just focus on offense. If you've ever watched his offense, you see how well balanced attack. He uses his tight ends. He uses the receivers. He puts playmakers in playmaker space, right? So don't go off and grade somebody what they did as a head coach because he ain't the head coach. Coach Prime is. All he is the offensive coordinator who's designing this offense for them to be successful to help these kids get to the next level. And that's how you got to really look at this. If you got any questions, any doubts, just be patient because you're going to watch it anyway.
Coach Dre? Coach Dre?
It's on you, Dre. Can't hear you. He come back
Okay.
in.
All right. I got confidence in Pat Sherman. Like you said, Rod, he ain't the head coach. Only thing he got to do is guide this ship and score points and be efficient in the running game. That's all he got to do. He got the weapons. Shador got he got the best. Pat Sherman got the best quarterback in the Big 12, and arguably he got the best quarterback in college football. All he got to do is just manage the game as it comes. Let me bring Coach Dre back up.
You shouldn't be able to grade him. Here's the thing, DC Carson. You shouldn't be able to grade him right now. There's no way you can grade him right now. He hasn't put nothing on film for you to grade him. One of the things that you like, though, is that he did get a couple games in last year far as play calling goes. Even though it wasn't his offense, it was somebody else's offense. He still got the experience at the college level, understanding the ebbs and flows of a college football game, which are very different from an NFL football game. Play calling is going to change from levels. So you there's no way you can grade him at this point in time when you haven't seen his offense.
You back, Coach Dre?
Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all can hear me?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Pat Shurmur is an NFL caliber offensive coordinator. Shador is an NFL caliber quarterback. His offense fits what Shador wants to do. I think people get wrapped up in trying to look at the whole totality. I want to, like Coach Prime said, I want to be in the moment. In the moment, he showed you that he took an offense that Sean Lewis put in the first few weeks. That was still Sean Lewis' offense. He just picked plays out that he could use. You saw more of his offense towards the end of the year, and you saw the offense get a little better. So I like Pat Shurmur. I think he can get the job done. No ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Let me piggyback to something with Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur's never worked with a top tier quarterback. A number one draft pick outside of Sam Bradford, right?
Right.
Every quarterback he's worked with has been subpar. So what are you really grading him off on? Just being honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's always the knock when people talk about Pat Shurmur and his offense. Name me a time where he really, as a head coach, because that's what everybody grades about a head coaching position, right? Name me
Right.
one time where he's really had a top tier quarterback in the league. He's had a number one pick in Sam Bradford. Go back to Sam Bradford's rookie year and watch the Rams and watch that offense. That's kind of what it's going to look like in Colorado.
Yeah. I got faith in him. I think he's gonna do a good job this year. This is his year. I think he went on interview and said this the best time of his life, and this the most happy he's ever been in coaching by
No
being around the
stress.
players that he got. He know he got some talent this year.
Listen, if you sweating, you nervous right now. I don't know what to tell you, man. You got everything that you need. You got weapons all over the field, man. He's enjoying his time because he don't got the stress of having to manage a team. All he got to do is manage the offense.
Right.
You should. This is every coach's dream, man. I can just sit back, dial it up. I got the playmakers to go get it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. All right, let's pick it. Coach Ray, you went out. Me and Raw had talked about Colorado went from the OC, offensive coordinator Sean Lewis, to Pat Sherman, and the defense coordinator Charles Kelly to Robert Leviston. What do you think about the switch that Coach Prime made on the defensive side of the ball of the defense coordinator, Robert Leviston?
I think that's the best. I think that's one of the best hires in college football. Because I remember somebody just telling me and Rob last year, if he go out and get some guys to coach, he wants some guys that's hungry and want to prove themselves. And that's what he went and did. But he also went and got a guy who showed that he's loyal, who showed that's come up through the ranks, who showed that I can build it brick by brick. And I think people fail to realize that's what Coach Prime wants. When you give Coach Prime the ingredients he needs to make the cake he wants, that's just a scary sight. And so that was the best hire. Besides Coach Lotos and Warren Sapp, I think that was the best hire that they did all season. And because this guy he doesn't have a system. He's gonna build his defense around the young men that he has and their strengths. And that's how he's building his defense. He didn't come in with the book, and that's no knock on Charles Kelly, because Charles Kelly was a national championship defensive coordinator. So so when you sit down and talk to Charles Kelly gonna say, hey, well, I know this will work. This won me a national championship. And when you sit down and talk to Livingston is telling you, hey, I'm gonna look at my talent again. He's gonna have to do this all over again with this summer coming in, because you got new kids. So I gotta play to these kids' strengths so I can get the best out of them. Because that's when kids feel comfortable, when they're not thinking as much and they're just flying around and doing what they do. So I think that was one of the best hires that he had.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. So, like I say, if you're tuning in right now, we're talking about Coach Prime rebuilding Colorado football team program, and also we want to look at the coaching staff that he's assembling. No, let's focus on Damian Lewis, Theo Loho, and Warren Sapp. Go ahead, Coach Dre. Those three coaches right there, can they make a difference for Coach Prime rebuilding this offensive program? Damian Lewis, Warren Sapp, and Theo Loho.
What y'all know about them Florida boys? Hey man, we don't know nothing. We don't know nothing but work. We come from the mud. We don't, like Warren Sapp come from right down here in Little Apopka, Florida. You know what I'm saying? A little town that people say you can't make it from there. You know, so to go from where he's gone and where he's been and the life experience that he's had, then when you go to Damien, getting the opportunity to coach with Warren Sapp and coach the defensive line, play on arguably the greatest football team to ever walk college football in the University of Miami and the U at that time. And then, like I told you, Phil Lowe, he the man. He walks, he quiet. I call him the quiet assassin. He don't say much, but when he do talk, you listen. When he does talk, they listen. He don't have to yell to get his point across. And again, kids these days want to talk to people who's been where they've been. And so every offensive lineman wants to get to where he's been at. Every defensive lineman wants to get to where Coach Sapp been at. Every defensive lineman want to get to where Coach Lewis been at. So when them guys talk, they can go and show tape of themselves. They don't have to show tape of nobody else. They can go and, hey, come here, we're going to watch tape of me. Watch me. Do this, and this. See, I ain't just telling you, I'm just not talking. I'm just watch. Look at me. Look at this. Don't tell me it can't be done. So kids, that gets them going when I can look on the film and see my coach doing what he's asking me to do. Those are some of the best hires that Coach Prime had all year. So I'm very excited about seeing these three coach this season for the Colorado Buffaloes.
I mean, the biggest change with these three coaches from this year to last year is you're going to see more hands-on overall, on and off the field. Not only just in helping them in the film room, but also helping them on the field. Like Coach Dre said, they're going to demonstrate, right? They ain't going to just talk to you and say this. They're going to get out there on that field and get in the stands with you, show you your technique, show you where you make the mistake to help you get better. And so you can't do nothing but be excited for, a coach that's teaching, training, and developing players. But, as the season go on, you're going to see the growth of each one of these individuals on both sides of the ball. Now is, always going to be the question is making sure that we have the depth to get the job done, right?
Right.
And that's really the biggest key, right? We can't worry about who starts. We gotta worry about, do we got depth pieces when the starters are not in? Can they hold down the fort for them? So with these three coaches, man, it was just an upgrade to me personally, on the coaching staff. We executed exactly what we needed to go get. As far as on the coaching staff, people that's bought into the process, that's bought into what we're trying to get accomplished, because we got a purpose for the season. And if you're not bought in with the purpose, you got to go. And so the people that we brought in, we all standing on this purpose, and we ready to go.
Okay. All right. Like I said, we're talking about Coach Prime rebuilding Colorado football program. So I got a question that I would like to see what y'all gonna say about. How is Coach Prime growing Colorado football team off the field?
I mean, at the end of the day, he's building men. He's building men with character. He's building men that can go out, and if they don't make it in football, I'm gonna set you up to make it somewhere else. Um, you take Jeremiah Brown, and you can go back and watch these people on Well Off. It's probably late last summer. Jeremiah Brown walks into Coach Prime's office. They just talking and kidding, and he say, Jeremiah, what you want to do if you don't? Oh, he had changed his major again to something else. And Prime was like, why you keep changing your major? He was like, well, this is what I really want to do. I want to be an electrician. He said, well, if you want to be an electrician, hey man, I got some friends. We can get hold of some of the best, electricians in the business, and let you go do your apprenticeship with these people, so you can learn from the best. Because I want you to learn from the best. And when you have a football coach that's willing to invest in you, on and off the football field, I could care less if you make it in the NFL. I tell people all the time, yes, you hear me talk about Anthony Richardson. Yes, he's a great story. But I got about 10 or 11 other great stories of just great young men. If you come to my high school, every kid, every guy that coaches on the coaching staff, I coached in high school. They all came back. And they all success stories. So it's about what you're putting into these young men. And this is no knock on no other program, because I can't tell you what other programs doing. But I've been inside other programs, and other head coaches. Some players don't even talk to their head coach. Don't even know what's going. Their head coach don't even know what they got going on in their lives. Because to them, you're there to do a job so they can keep their job. At the end of the day, Prime gonna be Prime. Prime gonna be Prime time. Once he leave that job, he's still gonna be Deion Sanders. These guys looking for another job. Prime will always be able to do that. So the way that what he's instilling in these young black men, and the way that he's building them up for life if they don't make it, because everybody's not going to be an NFL football player.
I'll say this: the number one question, right? Anytime you get an outside person, right, and Prime talks about helping these kids, they always try to say, "Well, what is Prime doing off the field?" Like that's their number one argument to go to.
Yeah.
What is Prime doing that ain't nobody else doing? The biggest thing that he's doing is he's showing you. He ain't hiding nothing. Versus a lot of these coaches are hiding stuff, right? But the real question is, when you ask some of these parents what's Coach Prime doing, what they answer? What's the answer? And I think a lot of people skip over these things. I wish Mama Benson was on here right now, right? It's the small things that people don't understand, right? To get to see Coach Prime on a day-to-day basis, where a lot of these kids don't get to see him. They don't even know. They don't get to see their head coach. Their head coach doing everything but what they, what I'm saying, being around the kids. When you look at helping them gain NIL deals off the field, not every coach is getting their kids NIL deals. They might get them collective money, but NIL
Right.
deals where you actually on a commercial or in a magazine or doing some type of TV thing, right? Those are the type of things that translates that you can see physically, but not every coach is doing that. There's going to be some local deals, but there's national stuff that these kids are involved in that a lot of people don't think about. So when you look at Coach Prime and off the field, it's not just what you see out of the public eyes. It's the stuff that you don't see that really translates to these kids. And that's the thing where it takes you to another level, right? Nobody ever
Right.
talks about what Coach Prime never did for him off the field. Everybody talk about something they don't disagree with. But any kid that left has never talked about what Coach Prime ain't never did for him off the field. Nobody's ever brought that up.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, BWatts, this what I tell people. You name a school that got walk-ons in the commercial.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
But everybody but somebody told me all schools doing that. Every school do that. All the schools do. No, they don't. I got time today. What school putting walk-ons in commercials? Charlie Offerdall was in a commercial.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you even know the walk? I want to ask some other schools. Do you even know the walk-ons on your team? No, you don't know them because they don't talk about them because they ain't
Right.
important. Coach Prime makes everyone feel like there's somebody. You have a part of this program, or you have a piece to this puzzle. Whatever piece that is. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, how about one of the major things that people forget about and they just skip over? Coach Prime is helping these kids build their own brand. I'm gonna repeat that again. Coach Prime is helping people build their own brand. I don't care if it's somebody on the recruiting staff, one of his coaches, or his players. You talk about off the field, how many coaches are doing that? You know why? Because they want their kids to be quiet. What's the number one thing you hear a lot of these kids say? Well, I get to be myself with Coach Prime.
Right.
They're building their own brand, whether they have a YouTube channel or whatever they want to do outside of football. Coach Prime is helping them build their own brand to be able to sustain something in life and not just football.
And that's something to think about, Rob.
But the question is always being asked. But then when you start asking other fan bases, they ain't got nothing to say. What other coaches doing it?
Ain't none. I don't know they other do it.
How many kids really have a true brand? That's NIL. Name, image, likeness. Come on.
Yeah. I gotta give you that. You did good on that. You shine some light on that. So let's look at the recruiting staff. Corey Phillips, Darius Box, Alexis Ellis, and Respris. I think I asked you that last week. Y'all gave me your take on that. But we don't lose some players and we don't gain some players. Some of the players that we lost is in the running back room. All right. We lost Dylan Edwards. We lost Alton McAllister. We lost Savion Wilkerson. And now we just lost Amos. But we also, according to the recruiting staff, they have brought in some more. Remember, we gained Dalen Hayton from Ohio State, 5'10", between about 210, I think, 220 pounds. So I think it's a good running back. So what do y'all think of the recruiting staff, and will they go out and find another running back to replace Amos, or they satisfied with what they got?
As a recruiting staff, they the best in the country. I mean, what we talking about? We
Right.
got Michael Jackson. We got Michael Jackson on our staff, and just watch what he do next year with his high school group and whatever going on. So we got the best recruiting staff in the country. I want people to get out their feelings about certain stuff. Kids nowadays they're not being led in the right direction. It's the blind leading the blind, right? And now these kids are going out and being able to get agents. Agents are making money. So now sometimes these kids, it might not be what these kids really want, but because he has an agent and his job, the agent job is to try to make the kid as much money as he can so he can get as much money as he can. It ain't about you. It ain't about the
Yeah.
kid. It's about the agent. And
Yeah.
so some of these kids are being led in the wrong direction. So
Coach Ray, let me ask you a question. Are some of the players, parents, agents using Coach Prime name and stature to get a better deal from another school?
you can believe that some of that might, I can't speak for people, and I don't like to put words in people's mouth or say anything ill mannered towards nobody, because that ain't Coach Drake. But what we do know is when you start leaning, when people start talking more about you going to Colorado, teams start doing extra stuff so that you don't come to Colorado. And it might not be because no knock on Amos. Amos might finna go to Ole Miss and shock the world. But Ole Miss has two running backs that's in the top five in the SEC. So you explain to me why I'm going somewhere to compete for the number 3 spot when I was coming over here to compete for the 1 or 2 spot.
Right.
I don't know the young man, and I wish him well. It's just something inside of me just don't make me think that it's just all him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people, and so that's why I tell people, don't bash these kids because you don't know what they're really going through, or you don't know their reasoning. With money being thrown around like it's being thrown around now, if I need the money now, that's why some of the situations go on. But we also have to teach and preach to kids about loyalty, and that it ain't always about the dollar, and that just because you're gonna make a quick buck right here don't mean it's gonna be a long lasting dollar. You get what I'm saying? We have to teach people that. Like I tell them, I know Rob done got sick of this story, but like I told you, if these people would have showed up at my grandma's house and offered her the money, and Prime showed up and offered me, I'm going to send you back a man, I'm going to take care of your child, she'd have told the person with the money, sir, I've been struggling and making it do what it do for this child his whole life. We'll get by these next 2 to 3 years that he going to be in school. I'm going to send him over here where this man going to give my baby the tools he needs for life. And if he make
Right.
it to the NFL, and if he make it to the NFL and we get rich, God bless us.
That's a
But
good point, Coach Ray.
if we don't, my baby will still be able to carry on. So I think we have to teach that, and we don't have to just teach these kids. We have to teach these parents, because and like you say, you got these sharks out here in the water, these agents who are trying to control the narrative.
Yeah. Hey, football will never be the same no more. Not college football.
When the NCAA
Listen,
allowed, when the
what I'm saying
NCAA
is,
allowed,
kids.
go ahead,
Hold on,
go
bro.
ahead,
Coach
Coach.
Ray.
The kids ain't even trying to make it to the NFL now. They just want to get to college.
That's it.
Hey, it ain't even about the dream when we was coming up is kids want to make it to the NFL. Let me get to college.
But Coach Ray, before you go, Rob, Coach Ray, Amos, Amos probably gonna be the #1 running back. The cameras was gonna be on him. The scouts was coming to see Shurmur and Travis. He was gonna get the attention. So I just can't understand that move that he just made. And just like you said, just might be true. Just
Hey
might be
man,
true.
like I say, sometimes you just gotta go underneath and really look at something. When something don't make sense to you, you might want to look a little harder. And that's why I say, don't bash the kid because you don't know. You don't know his circumstance. You don't know what he got going on. I just have a hard time believing that I was coming to Colorado to compete for the #1 job, to go to Ole Miss, to where I'm gonna compete for. Right now, I'm competing for the #3 job because they got 2 guys that's certified in the SEC, and they feel good about it. They top 5 running backs in the SEC.
Yeah. All
What
right,
don't
Rob.
what doesn't make sense in this whole situation is you play this season ball out, you in the league. You got 2 years of eligibility left. That's the part that really doesn't make any sense. But besides this point, right? When the NCAA changed the rule to allow agents to represent these college players while they're in college, that changed everything. Because
Right.
now it's about the agent fee. Can you afford it? So if you can't afford the fee, well, my job is to make sure to go get you the highest bid so you can afford the fee. So now it takes out it really takes out NIL because it ain't about name, image, and likeness at that sense. It's more of now that I got this player, one, if I'm a top AC, are you an NFL caliber player? Because if you're not, I don't want to sign you, right?
Right.
So now, if you're not an NFL type of guy, now you're going to a low level agency, which is not a bad thing, but you're going to a low level agency, and they're out to prove something that they can swim with the big dogs. So
Right.
their main job is I got to get you to the highest bidder. That way, I can afford you, and the money down from recruit from you, I can go use to go get another kid, and another kid, and another kid. So it's just a trickle down effect in the situation. So when you see something play out where you see a person committed, but this ain't the first time he's did this move, right? He
Right.
just did it to
You know,
Mississippi State. He just
yeah,
did
you
it to
know, did about
Colorado.
4 or 5 times.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not a one-trick pony. It ain't like he just did. This was always they plan. How can we utilize to get every bag that we want out of the situation so everybody's taken care of? Because
Right.
yes, your family gonna create bills for you, right? Yes, you're gonna create some bills, but you also got to pay the agent bills. And as long as you got an agent, they don't keep getting you paid. That's just the bottom line. But when it comes back to the recruiting stuff, right? Recruiting never
Right.
stops at the end of the day. It never stops. A lot of the kids that stay is because they don't got agents. The kids that's moving got agents. That's just the point blank period of how this situation is going. Most of these kids that's represented by agencies are moving because their agent is out shopping them to somebody else because they know somebody.
Right.
Or they want to get some type, like they have their prototypical kids that they want without doing any background, but also it's about relationships at the end of the day. If this agent know, hey, I got a relationship with this coach or this coaching staff because they didn't help so come to me and they in the league. Here's the problem that I run into with this. How many of these players gonna sign a bad deal before they get to NFL and then get to NFL and they're gonna owe the agency way more money? Those are
Good
the things
point.
that people ain't thinking about, right?
Right.
So in this whole situation, I'm not gonna say that this kid probably won't make it, but I'm saying if you're going to go be the fourth, fifth, or sixth bag up in this situation, you don't make it to the league. What does your contract say with that agency? Are you gonna owe them some money back?
Shit. Boy,
Did
that's a
you
good
did you
point,
have a
bro.
lawyer or attorney look over it?
You make a good point, brother.
Because these are the situations that these kids get in. Because what you're gonna find out when them kids get to NFL, oh now I'm taking you to court
Right.
instantly, and you're like, why? Why? It's a breach of contract, you know. And so those are the things because these agents they try to recuperate their money back from you, and just as well as trying to make money. So it's just the nature of the game and how college football is right now. The minute the NCAA approved these players to have agents while still in college, it's changed the game dramatically. Because
Right.
now it's about if you and because what's going to happen next is I'm gonna give you the next piece of this. This
Go
motherfucker
ahead.
went on high school. Now these agents gonna be like, hey, if you don't go to so and so and so and so high school, I'm not messing with you because I got a pipeline of players that I know they guarantee to sign. I'm gonna get them a bag. If I need them to do X, Y, Z, they're gonna do it because the proof is in the pudding. But that's the next way what's gonna happen.
Wow. High school. Wow.
They
That's
listen.
something.
They
That's kids.
listen, and that's what this is. This is the sad part. It's a lot of vultures out here, and so if I know you come from departments, is what we call it. I know you come from departments, and what most of these agents and these lawyers are thinking is that your parents don't have financial literacy. They just looking at, I can go in here and offer them $50,000, $60,000. I know they need it. I'm gonna get them to sign the contract. Parents, any parent on here with a child that's a top-notch athlete, sit down, read, Google, whatever you need to do. You need to know what's going on with your child. You don't need to be the person getting talked over. I don't care if you got an agent. That coach need to be talking to you and your child. That agent just need to be sitting there. Because of the simple fact is, he doesn't represent the best for you. He's doing what's best for him. He's not
Right.
doing what's best for you. He's
Right.
doing what's best for him.
Right.
And what can bring him in the most money. Parents, know what's
Yeah.
going on with your child. Know what's
Hey,
going on with your child.
I agree with you on that.
And
But
the sad part about this is though, you've seen some people representing kids. They shouldn't be representing kids, and they didn't got their money out of the deal. And when the kid make it, the kid got to pay all that back what they took from him.
oh yeah, that what DC Cosby I think was mentioned. DC Cosby Music said some of these kids are getting private loans where they're borrowing against the future and the NIL money at the highest interest rate. But if you can't read a contract, you won't know what to look for. Yeah, that was a fact
Right.
there. That's
Well,
exactly
see,
what's going on. Good point, Mr.
and that's
DC
what
Cosby Music.
that's it. The thing is, see, this used to happen before they high school college players were getting paid. When they were going out and getting agents, they were. That's why a lot of NFL players were saying they would end up getting broke because when they were coming out of college, they were getting, the dude, the agent was fronting all the money.
Right?
They had the draft with big chain on, nice suit, this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. You got to pay that back once you get this check. I'm over
Hey,
money and interest for it.
I know somebody. I got somebody that worked with me was in a car accident. It's the same thing. When they went and got a lawyer, that lawyer cut them a check. But when that settlement comes, you got to pay that lawyer money and that high interest back.
You
And
might
that's
you
the
might
same
as well
thing
just wait
going
for the
on right
settlement.
here.
You just might as well wait
That's
for the
it.
settlement.
Yeah, that's why I told her I will wait it out. I will wait it out.
And that's all that's going on right now. But Bruce said the right thing. It's a few states right now that already have NILs for high school. I think Florida's getting ready to approve it for NILs for high school, and it's gonna get crazy in Florida when they do this. And like you said, that's what it's gonna be. You need to go to this high school. You need to go here. Oh, nobody's looking at you at that high school. But people, I'm gonna tell you this: they telling you lies. They are telling you lies. Anthony Richardson, we had one winning season with Anthony Richardson, which is his junior year. We had every college in the nation. So don't let nobody tell you that, oh, you can't go to this school and you can't do this and you can't do that and nobody gonna come see you. They lying to you. Because when them coaches come around here in Gainesville, we have 5 to 6 schools, but in our little area we got about 10 to 12. The coaches go to every school. They come to every school.
Right. Check this out. Me and my brother were talking, right? He was telling me, he said, Lane Kiffin is one of the low down, dirtiest coaches in the game today. They don't want to see Coach Prime win. My brother said he wouldn't doubt that Lane Kiffin called his agent, probably his friend, to get Amos out of Colorado so Coach Prime won't get the ups on him. Y'all say something like that would happen is true.
I wouldn't say
I
it's
don't.
more.
Go ahead.
I
Huh?
was
Go ahead, Rob.
I often say I wouldn't say it was more directed at Coach Prime. It was more about Mississippi State. Um, there are some dirty coaches out here. A lot of them happen to be in the SEC. That's just what it is. But a lot of these things you don't know or see due to the fact of they don't. That's the reason why they don't publicize anything. That's the reason why they don't show videos. Why they don't show inside what's really going on, because they can paint a picture, paint a narrative to whatever they want, because you don't see it in the open until you get there. And when you get there, guess what? They done suckered you in. You don't play. You just burnt the whole year, and they're not even gonna look to try to research you. So now you got to move on to somewhere else. But they will do certain things to keep certain players away from certain programs, just for the fun of it, just for the hell of it, right? And that's just what's happening. I'm telling you right now, there were kids, top-notch kids that wanted to come to Colorado and play, but certain schools signed them just so they wouldn't come to Colorado. I'm just being honest in this situation.
They don't want to see him win, man. They don't want to see him win.
You can't stop
Is
it though.
Huh?
is
So do you think going forward, is it going to be hard for, let's say after this year, is it going to be hard for Coach Prime to rebuild Colorado football program with this NIL deal out there? You think it's going to be kind
all
of
we
hard
got
for them to rebuild it?
all we got to do is win, keep focused, be positive, and do our thing. But all we got to do is win.
Yeah, you got to
Because
win.
what's gonna happen is this is what let's just be frank. It's frightening because it's frightening to other coaches who've been coaching for 15, 20 years, right? That's been working up. They trying to work themselves up to be a head coach. Well, if Prime Wade worked, it's other Hall of Famers and other ex-NFL football players that want to coach.
Right.
And what you're going to see is, oh, this works. So now another school gonna take a chance on a Ray Lewis, somebody on a Ed Reed, on a Andre Johnson, on some of these other great football players that want to be head coaches, and now all of a sudden you got NFL coaches coaching college football, and this coach that's been here 15, 20 years, he no longer can move up the ranks because he's going out, he's hiring his friends, his former NFL buddies, and now you getting X'd out the game. You're not moving up the ladder like a Dan Landing, like McElwain, like like these coaches who came up. So it cuts off that, and that's not what they want. They want to be able to, for these other coaches to be able to do what you're doing.
So here's who I'll blame in that situation. The HBCUs. I'm just being frank. If you were the HBCUs, why wouldn't you go hire any NFL player right now to build your program up? To build it, right?
Right.
Get you resources that you don't have, somebody that can bring a market share to you to help you get a better TV deal, right?
Right.
There ain't a head coach that's going to want to stay at HBCU for 20 years. It's just not. It ain't how it rolls no more. Every coach is going to look 3 to 5 years. If they get a better deal in them 3 to 5 years, they out of there. But if y'all don't put yourself in a position to grow, you're not going to grow. HBCU could have did everything. They could have had 3 former NFL players right now at HBCU as head coaches.
Okay.
Right now. And the landscape of HBCU football would have went through the roof because they're going to be seen on TV. You're going to have to cover them. And so now that's why you get all this pressure on Coach Prime to succeed. Because the HBCU won't take a chance on nobody because they seen Coach Prime what he did. Everybody can benefit it in HBCU if you just open the doors and willing to take a chance. They're not asking for no money because they know you don't got the money, but they're gonna bring the money to you so they can have the resources. They're gonna have some friends that's gonna have resources that can help you.
That's what Eddie George doing for Tennessee State.
But those are the things that get skipped over. So when we look at why some of these coaches that's been in the realm for 15, 20 years and they don't got a head coaching job, it's because the HBCUs won't even take a chance on them.
So to that point, Rob, why didn't Jackson State hang in there with Coach Prime? It's mind-boggling.
It wasn't necessarily about them hanging out with Coach Prime because anybody in that situation would have did what Coach Prime did, right? Because they already knew they was going to try to use a narrative against Shador. He's an HBCU quarterback. He can't play.
Okay.
So you had to go to the P5 level just for the naysayers to show them that we've been that. We've been like that, but these what the roads you got to go to. So it wasn't that Coach Prime couldn't get it because if had Prime stayed there, all you would have seen was Jackson State and nobody else. right? It
Right.
would have put pressure on other HBCUs to do better. Do you think if Prime was still there, do you think FAMU lose their head coach?
Oh no.
They don't.
I know it don't. No.
But because Prime is not in Jackson State anymore, there's no pressure to be better. There's no
Right.
standard to be better. There's no purpose to be better. And those are
Okay.
the things that we got to look at. And so when you talk about these head coaches, getting an opportunity and getting a job, if I'm an HBCU, you better capitalize right now while the door is open for you. Because guess what's going to happen? As these NFL coaches come up, somebody's got to elevate. And that's just the bottom line of how this game is going to be played. So a lot of
Right.
these things transpire right in front of your eyes, and we're not looking at what's going to come, but this is what's really coming. And that's why Coach Prime, everything weighs on Coach Prime, right? There's other
Right.
black head coaches, but because they push Prime all the way past these coaches that's been in there, right? You got to give credit to what's being done in Notre Dame, right? Penn State, what Syracuse is doing, what UCLA is doing, right? With the other black coaches. But everything weighs on Prime for him innovating what's going to happen next. Him taking that next step because he's setting the bar, what needs to be done. How does it need to translate? How many schools have changed the cafeteria food because Coach Prime them changed the cafeteria food? They changed the budget. How many of these teams upgraded their media team because of Coach Prime media team? Coach Prime is moving people in the right way to uplift everybody, to give everybody a better market share, but everything is weighing on Coach Prime. And so his success of this season cures all of this, right?
Right.
But now there's a standard, there's a way that you got to follow.
Hey, that's a good point, fellas. Man, y'all went in on that subject there, man. Appreciate that insight on that. Hey, let's look at the offensive line, man. And rebuilding Colorado football program. Coach Prime said last year, hey, I saw what y'all saw. So he went out there and improved the offensive line. Now, I seen some things on Twitter. They saying this offensive line, I guess they were some of the former players. So the offensive line last year is better than this year. That was a joke to me. Now, starting out last year, the first 3 games, that offensive line was pretty good until injury started. Last year, offensive line just didn't have the depth, Coach Dre.
They didn't, and that's the first thing I was gonna say. I'll give them that they didn't have the depth, but they also didn't have the glue, and they didn't have the rock. On a solid rock, I stand. They didn't have rock, and rock is the glue to this offensive line. I'm gonna keep telling people this. I'm gonna keep saying this. That Tyler Brown would have made a difference because he just his protection of Shador wouldn't have let the way they was blocking. It, either y'all gonna fight me or y'all gonna block better. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
But we got what I wanted. I think right now we at 16 to 17 linemen all together, and so we at where I want to be at with offensive linemen. Now we just got to stay healthy, get us a starting 5 that we feel fluid with, and get a backup 5, and then 3 more to go with that, and that I know that's fully ready to go play. So I feel like our offensive line will be, just be better. I won't put a number on it, but it's real high.
got it.
But you just got to believe in, again, offensive line is a want-to job. It's a want-to job. You got to want to move another man. You
Yep,
can't, offensive line ain't for the weak at heart.
true.
And the reason I know is because my baby play offensive line. And my mama tell me all the time, he's so mild mannered, but when he get out there on the football field, he a different kid. Sometimes, this week in practice, I had to slow him down. I had to grab him by the face, man. Hey, man, stop doing that to them kids. Stop. You get what I'm saying? But it's also you have to make people believe in you. You got to make that man, because this man beside you going to war with you. You got to make him believe in you. So my son's an 11th grader, and we have a freshman that's residing right now in the spring. And he, our team is mostly black kids, and he's a Hispanic young man. And so some of his friends are on defense. So practice got a little intense this week. And I guess they thought David wasn't going. So they got the boy got into it with one of the boys. Well, my son went over there and he went to scrapping with the person that he go to war with every day. And at the end of practice, when coach called him up there and asked him why he did it, he said y'all my friends. I hang with y'all every day. I love y'all to death. He said, but this boy got to go to war with me for 10 weeks, and he got to know that I got his back. He got to know that when we down here in these trenches, it's just me and him, and we got to go to war. And that's what you got to understand, and that's what I think we got with our offensive line right now. We got individuals that want to go to war with each other, that got each other back, that ain't gonna let nothing happen to each other. That's what you got to have with offensive line. And so I feel great about the offensive line, but it starts with Coach Loho. He's the key, and I'm really excited about him.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about this offensive line, with anything that happened, they got each other's back. Whether you see it on a video, whether you see it on social media, if something happened, one talk, they all talk. They ain't let nothing slide. They ain't let nothing go under the rug. But you name me a time last year when you seen it happen.
We'll wait. We got time. We'll wait.
Yeah.
It ain't never happened.
But they say the line is better, right? You go look at PFF grades and this, that, the third, right? As a unit, what does it show? It's a new unit this year, right? Is he gonna have his ups and downs as a freshman? Yes, he is. Is the rest of the offensive linemen gonna have their ups and downs? Yes, they are. But what you see out of them is you see togetherness, you see unification, right? So you got to be thankful for what you see out of the offensive line moving forward, because the things that we was missing out of this offensive lineman, that attitude, that want, that grit, that I just want to go get it. I wake up and I just want to go get it. You see that.
Right.
You can deny it all you want to, which is fine, right? You can agree to disagree to say you don't feel that way. But I'm telling you now, as the season get closer, we added more depth to this team, which is going to push the first team to be even better. Because if you don't, somebody can come in and take your spot.
That's right about that.
And they got years. So guess what? We don't care that you have 1 year. Somebody else might take your spot. They can do it better. And so when you start to build depth on the offensive line, they can push each other to get better every single day. You see the players is coming together. They're hanging out with each other. Everything they do it together. Just name me one time you've seen that last year.
Not one time. Not one time. Now, when I did research of the weakness on the team, what I thought was going to be their strength is the defensive cornerback. They don't have the depth at the defensive cornerback. You don't know who's going to step up as the opposite sides of Travis Hunter. Even though I see DJ McKenna over there, but after that, Preston Hodge and for the nickelback, man, after that, man, maybe there's something I'm missing. I'm missing something.
Yeah,
you
Cam McKenna, huh?
You big missing.
Yeah, you missing. Boy, we loaded that cornerback.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you, Coach Dre.
I said we loaded that cornerback. We got Hood. You got Hodges going back over there. Back there in the safety, you got Herman. You got.
No, I ain't talking about the safety. I'm talking about the cornerback.
We loaded that corner.
We 4 deep. We got Angel Lopez coming in here. We got Hollywood coming down. We ain't worried about it at corner, baby.
Okay. We gonna be good. Cause I was looking at that thing. I was looking. I said, "Man," I said, "Commodity left." Then the other guy left. Then Slush. I said, "Man." Then I kept looking at the roster. I mean, we ain't got no proven.
We four deep. We 4 deep on each side.
On both sides.
On both sides, we 4 deep.
And y'all good with it.
We good with it.
Okay. All right. That thing kind of worried me, but I was saying, man, I look at that defensive back and said, oh man. Okay. Coach Ray said we 4 deep. Rob, you think we 4 deep on both sides?
Yeah, we good. The cornerback position ain't even a worry in my mind. We got some. We got a
Let me
safety.
hey, hold on,
Listen,
Rod.
we
Hold,
got
Rod. I gotta
listen.
push back on you. This. Look, Rod.
Go ahead.
I know. Forget about North Dakota State. I ain't saying by disrespecting them. Now, when you play Nebraska, man, I looked at Nebraska spring practice. They got 3. I ain't talking about 1 or 2. They got 3 good wide receivers. Rod, are we,
They got
Coach Dre,
they got
are we
I,
going
I,
to be able to cover them, Coach
ain't
Dre?
nothing.
they got
Listen,
they got
ain't
They
nothing.
got
two
3
and a
good.
half
I looked at the video, and they got a
two
tight
good.
end that play fullback. Man,
They
They
listen.
got
They don't got no wide receiver in Nebraska that I will lose sleep over.
what?
None
Rod, go back and
whatsoever.
watch their spring practice, Rod.
Listen, I'm telling you, they got no receiver that what we got. I'm putting my money on that. We got
Rod,
we got everything we need at cornerback. I am not worried. I'm not worried. The Nebraska wide receivers do not scare me. They don't have nothing that's gonna make me. First of all, they better hope the quarterback can get the ball to them. That's what they better hope first.
okay.
I'm not. I'm not. That defensive line is different this year.
Yeah, I
So,
agree with you, Dad.
hey, listen. I'm not saying that they got a horrible quarterback. They're gonna put the ball in the freshman's hands under
He can
pressure with
spin it.
100,000 people.
Right.
You got to see what he about, right? You got to see how he's gonna act under the pressure. And I'm not. And it's not me trying to skip a game, but there ain't no wide receiver that Nebraska has that I just feel like they top notch. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm just going about what I saw off the spring practice game. Now I was kind of worried. I was looking when I saw that. Then I went back and diagnosed Colorado
hey
secondary. I was thinking, man,
you talking about the same spring practice game where the quarterback threw about 3 picks.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
same one. He did throw
yeah,
3 picks, Coach Dragon.
yeah,
But I'm just
that's what we expect for him to do against Colorado. Throw picks.
okay. All right. Hey, I'll let that go then, man. I just
I,
wanted to know. I said, man,
I just want to know are they receiving core better than ours? Well, we gonna go up against the practice every day against?
no, that's the point I was making. At least we were going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the point
we
I was
good.
making. I said, well, at least our cornerback getting to work because we going up against they going up against a better wide receiver group than they got. Yeah,
We
yeah,
good. Listen.
that's the positive that I looked at.
We got size, we got speed, we got intermediate, we got deep, we got everything that you need. So we gonna see that practice. You just trying to tell me like you just can't say I just can't see that wide receiver core better than us and they finish to get off like that. I can't see it. I just can't.
I got you. I got you. Okay, then. All right. Hey, let's move on. Let's talk about the kicking game, man. Y'all satisfied with the kicking game? I thought we at least gonna go out and get another kicker, but don't look like
We're
we had.
good.
It look like we
We
gonna be
good.
satisfied with what we got.
in model,
We're good.
we trust.
In model we trust.
Listen, what was wrong with
Model
the
we
kicking game
trust.
last year? Honestly, we just didn't put them in enough opportunities to kick enough. That's
I'm
how I
talking.
look at it.
I'm talking about the kickoff. We ain't had nobody kick the
Yeah,
ball through the end
All right.
zone.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
kickoff, I give
That
you that now.
Yeah, that's
I
what
give
I'm
you that.
talking
yeah,
about. The
kickoff.
kickoff. I wasn't
I
talking
ain't
about
know.
model field goal. I'm talking about the kickoff.
Oh
Here's
yeah,
what I'll say to
kickoff.
this.
He
Here's
kicking
what I'll
it
say to
out of
this.
bounds, then you can't kick it through the end zone. I said, man.
Here- here- here's, here's what I'll say to this. Philly can do the job. Philly just want to go down and make tackles. Just kick the ball in the end zone, man. Because we know you got a strong leg. We know you can do it. You've done it
Yeah,
too many times. You just want to go down and make
this,
tackles and be a linebacker.
Boy, that's all he want to do. That's all he wanted to do, man. I said, man. Hey, man, let's look at the defensive line, right? Who's some of the players? I think I asked you this last week too. I know a lot of people in the chat saying I keep asking the same thing over and over. Man, it's hard to come up with something to talk about and ain't nothing going on. But check this out. That new guy that coming in from Pitt, was he better than Okalaga from Pitt? I think the dude, what the new guy came defensive end that came from Pitt. It's so many
Yeah, I
players
know.
on came in.
We got two edge rushers that came from Pitt. So
Yeah,
what
you
you saying?
got the last one just came in. Is he better than Okalaga that came
He's
in?
he's older. He's got more
He's older
production
than
in
Sam
college.
Okalaga?
No, Sam Okolo is the one that came in first, but
Right.
the one that you're referring to, he's got more experience and he's just got more stats because he's been in college longer. This is his last season. Versus
This-
Oklahoma, he still has 3 more years. He was a true freshman last year. So
Okay.
you're talking about years of experience in the sense of going to go get a quarterback, understanding technique, understanding schemes, personnels. Like he's just been in college longer, so he's supposed to
Yeah,
be
I
better.
mean
He should be better,
he
I should say.
he should.
Now
Yeah,
I saw his stat. He looked like he better, but I was saying, oh, he gonna be better.
yeah.
They gonna put BJ Green in a bind when he get here, and then ain't.
No.
Ain't
Again, I
nothing
keep telling
given.
like I don't think it's never in a bind because defensive line is kind of like receiver. They're in a position where you're gonna rotate. So I don't think none of them gonna be in a bind. It's just what level are you playing at this week? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we just need you to be able to get on the field these 2 or 3 plays and give us the hardest rush that you got at the edge. So I think all of them guys will be okay. I don't think nobody's gonna get overused. I think, and that's what you want on the defensive line. You want a rotation. I think when Miami was great, they had like a 10 to 11 man rotation on the defensive line. So that's what you want. And I think we got that. I feel good about it. And then those guys done play with each other. That's gonna make the other Ogalawa gonna feel good with because that dude probably was like the big homie at Pitt last year. So to get the OG to come over here with you and the guy
Right.
who was already in your ear talking with you and telling you your technique and giving you little pointers. Now he over here with you in Colorado, and that makes you a little more comfortable. So sometimes that makes the kids feel a little better, and they get acclimated way more quicker.
Okay. All right. All right. Hey, but like I say, man, it's gonna be an interesting year, and I can't wait till it gets started, man. That first game against North Dakota State. Hey, like I said, I expect them to blow them. I know everybody's saying, hey, it's gonna be a close game, but like I said last week, I think they ought to send a state. That should be a statement game for Colorado to me. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got, really. So let's switch gears, man. What y'all think about the NBA playoff game?
The
Y'all
Knicks
been
let me down. The Knicks let me down tonight. I thought they were gonna pull it off. They let me down. They let me down, boy.
they
I
let
thought
you
they were gonna
down.
they let me down. I thought they were
Okay.
gonna pull it off. Thought they were gonna pull it off, but they going to the house. So
Yeah, I thought that they jumped out to a 2-0 lead. I said, man, and they let them come back. Hey, let's start this rapid fire,
Right
fellas.
here, before I answer right quick. When you talk about the NBA playoffs, it caught the Knicks guys just caught up with it. Just that long season of playing all them minutes just caught up with them. Injuries started happening, but that always happens with a Tim Thibodeau's team. He play his big guys all the minutes, and when they get to the playoffs, they just run out of gas or freak injury happens because they play so many minutes that they didn't manage throughout the season. So those are the things that happen. But one of the things that we don't express enough is, man, the WNBA. They season just getting kicked off.
Right,
The
right,
success they've had, selling $2 million worth of tickets. Versus the New York versus Indiana. Those things, shouldn't go unnoticed. That the women, man, they putting out some good product. The game is growing. The NBA playoffs, to me, they kind of been disappointing. But as we go on, we hope it gets better. But the WNBA, man, you can't go without talking about them too, in a good round because they're putting out a lot of great product right now in
especially
the
that girl out
NBA.
there in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they
Ooh, boy, she got a
and they
nice game.
and they're expanding, right? They're going to Toronto, to Canada,
Right.
and they're going to Golden State. So you can't not put light on them because they doing the thing right now. And I wish the Aces, for all the HBCU fans that's out here, I wish the Aces would have kept the center from Jackson State because I think she deserved to be on that team.
That's a good point on that. That's a good point. Yeah, they what you call she had a rough night. What her name, Caleb? The first
She's
game.
it's just a grind, man. She's getting better and better. If you watch her each game, you can see her adjusting more and more. It's just you're talking about going from a place in college where they just let you do certain things and let you freelance to now you're
Right.
going and these you talking about grown women getting physical with you. You ain't just gonna be able to come off a screen and do this. No, every time you get in there, they're gonna put you in pick and roll action. You ain't can't hide in the zone. You got to man up. Like they're just mentally wearing her down, but it's good because she's gonna get better. She's gonna grow from it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I didn't know she kind of had a struggle first game. But hey, we got about 12 more minutes. Let's go ahead and jump in this rapid fire. Y'all don't mind?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it on. Check. Y'all jump in. If you don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If y'all don't mind. And participate in the chat as we do this rapid fire. All right, I'm going to start it off with the rap music. Who you want? Snoop Dogg or T.I.? Snoop Dogg or T.I. in a battle off? If they battling off, who you got? T.I. or Snoop Dogg?
I gotta go with Uncle Snoop. It hurts to say it, but the longevity, the style, I gotta go with Uncle Snoop. I
Now,
love
Coach Drake,
Snoop.
you ain't going with Snoop Dogg just because he close friend with Prime is.
No, I ain't just going with him because that's my guy. But I just like I say, I grew up on my first one of my first big rap things was nothing but a G thing, Snoop Dogg and Dre. So you know what I'm saying. So that's always been my thing. So I rocks with that.
And so far the chat, Willie Beamers keep saying, he said Tip. Everybody saying T.I., T.I., T.I. Got one
Hey,
saying Snoop, Miss
if
Marie.
you new, if you're new to the show, man, comment on rapid fire. We love to see what you guys' answers are. We want to make sure that you guys are involved in the show. In this situation, I'm going Ti, but I would take a younger version of Snoop over Ti. That's just me personally.
That's that's a good way to put it. All right, let's see. Best college wide receiver. Calvin Johnson, Michael Irvin.
Give me Kevin Johnson.
Why?
You just anytime you just throw a fade ball up to him,
Yeah.
he wasn't not coming down with it. If you threw a slant pattern, he's abusing a corner, putting him in the dirt, or it's to the house. Like it was just different. Not to say Michael Irvin didn't get it done with the University of Miami,
The
but I
only
just
Right.
like
the only thing I'm gonna say is I'm gonna say Michael Irvin because of the level of competition he played against. Like
I can
Calvin
give you
played
that.
at
Oh
Georgia.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Calvin played at Georgia. He
All
played
right,
at
you
Georgia,
convinced me on that. I was gonna go with Rob, but you convinced me when you said that.
yeah,
I
just
listen.
a level.
1,000%, 1,000%. I'll give you that one hands down. University of Miami, when
Yeah,
Michael
he
Irvin
did.
was
He
there
did.
and the
But they had some
competition,
battles they were going on out there.
they
Right.
had to go get it. Yeah,
Yeah, they had to go get it,
they had to
bro.
go
So,
get it.
Calvin Johnson, he playing in the ACC, but he didn't have
Calvin,
no quarterback now. Now,
but he didn't have
Calvin Johnson,
he didn't have no quarter. He didn't have
he
no
didn't have no
quarterback, but
quarterback.
I mean, they wasn't a threat. When Michael Irvin was playing, he was getting the best. He was getting now both of them were getting covered by the best receiver. But just go back and look at the teams that they played and the level of competition. That's why I go with Mike.
Okay. All right. Who was the most explosive? Explosive now. I ain't said better than want to know. Who was the most explosive NFL player whenever they had the ball in their hand? Barry Sanders or Michael Vick?
Vic,
explosive, and to make move, boom,
you
boom,
mean
get him
Well,
out of
yeah.
there.
domination?
Vic,
Whenever they
Yeah,
get the
Vic.
ball, they're going to make their decision and go on for it.
Yeah,
Vic.
Ain't
Now
said
here's
the best, who the best player.
yeah.
you got to go with Vic.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
Yeah, you got to go with Vic.
All right,
here's the
hold on,
person.
Rod. Let me hear Drake. Let me hear what Drake said.
You got to go with Vic. I mean, what you saw from Vic, you probably only person I done seen since is probably Lamar. I mean, like you say, it's like he shot out a cannon. I think that kid ran like a 4.3, and people thought he probably could have ran a 4.2 in the 40. Just explosive and that shiftiness. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go with Vic. Now, best player, you'd go, Barry, but just explosiveness, you gotta go with Vic.
Okay. All right, Rob.
You good. I was gonna give Devin Hester some love, but you good.
Who? Devin Hester?
Devin Hester. I was gonna give him some love, but you good.
Oh, what else? That's been a good one put in there. Boy. Okay. All right. All right. We got right about 7 more minutes. Check this out. Name 2. Who the best 2 wide receivers in the NFL right now? Right now. Who your 2 best wide receivers in the NFL right now?
Gotta go with Jefferson and probably Hill.
Who that last one, Coach Dre?
Hill.
Tyreek.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with Star. Jefferson, that's just number one. That just pops off.
Yeah, definitely number 1. Yeah.
I mean, you got people in the mix, but you talking about like explosive. No matter where he gets the ball at, he can take off. Tyreek Hill, he's got to be in that top 2. In that sense. But that's not to forget about the other top players. But Tyreek Hill and Jefferson, you got to have them top 2.
You think Tyree Hill better than the wide receiver they got out there in the Los Angeles Raiders? Adams?
Yeah.
I mean, right now, yes. I mean, if you were talking about the Packers, Adams, then we might can conversate. But right now, no, it's just Jefferson. It's Jefferson and Tyreek, and then everybody behind them.
Okay. DC Carson say, Music say Hill and Lamb. Lamb? Okay.
Hey, listen,
CD Lamb and
listen.
Adams.
He play on my team, and he just do make my top 5 because he play for the Cowboys, but he ain't top 2, and I like Lamb.
Willie Beamer say CD Lamb and Adams. I like Adams. I definitely like Adams.
Listen, how
Garfield said
y'all?
Jefferson and White Boy off the 3. Huh?
CD Lamb is a no for me.
No, I don't agree with the CD Lamb, but I like Adams, man. I really like Adams.
I'm taking Cooper Kupp over CD Lamb, dog.
Hey,
Yeah.
hold on
Yeah.
now.
Hey, bro, I might be with you on that. I don't like it. I don't.
Y'all being disrespectful now.
I'm taking Cooper Kupp. I'm taking
You
Jamar
don't think
Chase.
now, Coach Dre? You don't think that dude? Okay, ain't no need me going there with you.
Yeah. Listen. Cooper
I can't win though with you.
Listen. Hold on. I got it for y'all. CD rhymes with TD, and we playing Big D. You know what I'm saying? We don't listen. Cooper, like them other 2 guys y'all talking about, we ain't in their league, and I even give y'all Adams. But we can't be talking about no Cooper Kupp before we talking about CD Lamb. Now we get a little beside ourselves.
I'm taking Cooper Kupp, and I'm taking Jamar Chase.
Lamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
He get hurt. He get hurt too much. We in front of him because he ain't available enough.
Man.
CD ain't reliable with them hands in the big time games.
Hey, check this out. Who the 2 best running backs in the NFL right now, in your opinion?
Christian McCaffrey got to be number 1 off the top of the head. 2 is kind of hard right now. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's a group of about 5 of them that they all in the same. Like it's hard to say who. Like you say, I can go for McCaffrey. I think your boy took a back seat last year, but I think he's gonna have a breakout year this year, and that's my boy Derrick Henry.
Okay.
What's the running?
I think Saquon might have a breakout season with the Eagles.
Yeah, he another one. He's not healthy enough.
Hey, this the guy y'all need to be looking out for now.
He's young.
Right. Yeah, that's what
he's
I was
young.
trying.
He's young.
But
man.
He in that group of 5 I'm talking about. Like it's
Okay.
5 of them It's about 5 of them that they in the same. They just in the same boat. I
Okay,
don't think it's
okay.
right now in the NFL. I don't think it's one just guy who you just say, hey, that's my guy. I don't think it's one. I don't think it's one.
I just think Christian McCaffrey right now is above everybody just because of production of other players from last year versus production from last year.
But he's still,
Yeah.
but he's not the best player on his team. Like I can get
Huh?
Debo to do what he do. I can get Debo to do what he do.
No.
Oh,
No.
I
Do
can get
oh
Debo
my
to do what he
God!
do.
What?
you see the 90-day difference with Christian McCaffrey play versus when Debo played?
No,
There's a
Nah,
90-day
no, I
difference
don't.
with them.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
oh man! Hey, all right, check this out. Who was the best NFL safety when they was playing? Ed Reed or Ronnie Lott?
I'm going with Ed Reed.
I'm going to Reed.
I
That ain't no doubt.
I'm
Oh,
I
going
I'm
with
thought
going
you.
to
Ed
Ronnie
Reed.
Lott. Oh. You tell me Ed
I
Reed
mean,
was a better safety than Ronnie Lott?
When you
I
first
mean,
said
running
this,
lot, running.
yeah.
But we talking about ball skills and all that. Running lot than
Yeah, we
actual
talking about
ball
overall
skills.
that safety wise. Hidden wise,
But
covering wise. Oh,
Listen,
running
I'm
lot
going to
tend to
Ronnie
what?
Lott all the way.
I'm going
Ain't
Ed
no
Reed.
way
Nah,
Ed Reed was better than him.
When you first said Ed Reed, I thought you about to say Sean Taylor because like, hey,
yeah.
Who?
I mean, that's only
Sean Taylor,
uh
Oh,
the late
Sean
Sean
Taylor
Taylor,
wasn't even
but
better than Ronnie Lott.
huh?
Come on, Ron. You talking about the Sean Taylor from Washington?
Yes.
Oh, man, I got to go
see,
to Ronnie Lott,
hey,
man.
listen,
Ron, you probably weren't
listen.
old enough to watch Ronnie Lott play. What, Ronnie
Yeah,
Lott?
everybody know, but I mean, I even think Ronnie Lott said Ed Reed like because he didn't have the ball. What I'm telling you is he didn't have the ball skills, and he
That's
wouldn't.
what I
I
look
don't think
at. Yeah.
Ronnie Lott wasn't asked to do what Ed Reed was asked to do. He was asked to come down and strike fear in people and knock people helmets off and get his finger cut off and all that kind of stuff. But we talking about interceptions and rangy safety and all that stuff. He can't do the stuff that Ed was doing. Ed could do the
That's
stuff he was doing. Ed could come up and hit you, but I don't think Ronnie could do the stuff that Ed was doing. So
see
we
the
gotta
hardest
go with Ed.
I
the
got to go
hardest
to Ronnie Lott.
yeah
I got to push back on y'all on that. I got to go to Ronnie Lott.
here's my thing. The only thing where like the Ed Reed versus Locke is that Ed Reed played against more faster receivers.
Okay.
The skill players were a lot faster.
Right,
So
right,
the
right, right. They
reaction
were
of what
bigger.
he's having
They are
to
bigger.
do
Right.
versus live, that's the only reason why you got to get an edge to Ed
But the
Reed in
game
this
had
situation.
changed. But the game had changed between generations, though.
Correct.
Right, right. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why you got to think about it. But what I'm saying is, Ronnie Lott was just really guarding tight ends.
Right in.
Ed Reed was guarding, slot receivers and guys like that. I don't think Ronnie Lott could have guarded a slot receiver. I don't think he would have ever been able to. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's his name? John Taylor from the and like when the Cowboys used to play,
San Francisco, John Taylor.
yeah, But what I'm saying is, no, when they used to play Novacek against the Cowboys, he used to check Novacek. But like right now, you think he could guard some of these new age tight ends that's physical, big, with speed? Like I know Ed Reed could do that. I just don't know if Ronnie could do that. You know what I'm saying? If we going old school, he the best old school safety. But if all around, you got to go with Ed Reed.
Okay. All right. All right. Boy, but Ronnie Lott was a boy. Okay. Hey, check this out. How many games do you think Fran Brown of Syracuse will win this year?
I
First
got
year.
them. I got them
He in the
going six.
ACC now.
I got them going 6-6. They gonna sneak and get
Yeah,
two games from
that's
somebody. I got them going
that's
bowling.
that's what I got. That's what I got. I got 6. I got him winning 6.
66.
Yeah.
I got him. Yep.
Okay. All right. Last 5 years, who was the best HBCU coach, college football coach, last 5 years? Not the entire year. That's fine. Last 5 years.
You said
Deion
HBCU.
HBCU coach.
I'm gonna
Deion
give it
Sanders.
to I'm gonna give it to Willie Simmons
There
because
you go.
Willie
Yeah,
Simmons.
yeah, yeah. I take that back. I will give it to Willie because of the
Because
consistency.
you're saying the
Over
last
Right.
5 years.
2 years?
I
But listen to
really technically
what
Prime had
we
two and a
saying is
half.
what we saying is over prime. What we saying is Willie did it also. He did it in the MEAC, and now he also did it in the SWAC.
Okay, I forgot. He did come from me. Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you know what
Yeah,
I'm
It's
saying.
just
So
when you,
when you look
yeah.
at you get what I'm saying. You got to look at the whole totality
I
of it.
got you.
And so if you're looking at the whole totality, yeah, you got to go with Willie. You got to
I
go with
got you.
Willie.
I got you.
No
I
I
knock
got
mean,
you.
on prime. Yeah, you got
but
to go with Willie.
then when you look at it though, Willie Simmons do got that chip over Prime.
And
I hate
that's
to
Yeah,
say
he
it.
did get that
that's
shit.
what
He
That's
got the
fact.
chip.
and that's going
He got
He
the
and
tip.
finished
that's
the
That's
job.
fact. He got the job done.
And
and that's
I like JSU and I like
what's gonna
fam.
help. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that's the thing is you gonna talk about the longevity of being good. He went to the Celebration Bowl in the MEAC and in the SWAC, and he won the Celebration Bowl, and that's what people gonna look at. So yeah, you got to go with
He
Willie.
did. Yeah, he did win. I had to give him that. I don't know if I asked y'all this question before. I was looking at my notes. I didn't see it. Who was a better boxer, Riddick Bowe or Evander Holyfield?
We
Yeah,
answered that
we asked.
last week.
Yeah, it's Van the real deal.
Okay. All right. All right. Who had a better NBA career? Paul Pierce, Boston Celtics, Melo Anthony of the New York Knicks?
If you want
Hey, that's tough.
scoring, you take Melo.
Yeah.
If you want championship rings, you take Paul Pierce.
Think Paul
Yeah,
Pierce was a better player
I
than
think that,
You
yeah,
said
Carmelo?
better. You said better career. You didn't say better player. You said better career.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay,
Hands
I got.
down, Carmelo's the way better player, but
Yeah,
better
I did say
career.
career. I said career. I said
You
career.
got to take Paul Pierce because he has the rings, and he did it in a tough environment in Boston and had to live up to the expectations.
Gotcha. I
right,
got
and
you.
that's the thing. That's the thing that he got the job done. And that's no knock on Melo because, like you said, we just talking about best player, better player.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I think most people go with Melo, but just
All right.
all around dog. Go ahead, Papa.
All right.
Go ahead.
NBA. Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues. Who you want? Two shoulders. Muggsy
It
Bogues or
depends on
Spud Webb?
it depends on what you want. I'm gonna go with Muggsy because I like the way Muggsy handled the ball. I like the way he distributed the ball. So me, I'm a Muggsy guy.
I'm gonna take Spud Well.
Spud Webb. I said Spud Webb too. I said Spud Webb probably one. That's it. Though. All right, guys. That's it right there. All I had right there on that one. Man, like I said, I appreciate y'all. It's a good show tonight. We're gonna end it with Coach Prime and rebuilding Colorado football team. And just tell me what else do Coach Prime need to do to continue to build this program up. And we'll end it with that.
We just need to biggest thing is we got to stay consistent. You always hear Coach Prime say consistency is always the key. We got to keep building. We got to keep believing in what we're doing. We got to believe in it before anybody else can believe in it. Keep recruiting um, and stay positive. Stay encouraged. Understand that every day, every moment ain't gonna be a good moment, and we gonna have some storms, and everything ain't gonna go our way all the time. But we just stay encouraged and keep pushing, and keep the positive attitude. Don't let these haters and these naysayers shake our beliefs in what we got going on. Keep working hard. They've been working hard, and just believe in what you've seen. Don't believe in what you see, not what you hear. Believe in what you see and not what you hear. A lot of people talk. Somebody once told me that love is an action word. Everybody can say they love you, but is they really showing you that they love you? So let's use the action and everything that we're doing at Colorado right now, and I think we'll be just fine.
For me, just take it one day at a time. Just get 1% better each day. Stay out of trouble and just let things be. Don't everything don't need an answer to it, right? Everything don't need a response.
Right,
That's the biggest thing, right?
right,
There are gonna be some people before the season starts that's gonna continue to keep trying to create some type of narrative, some type of situation, and bring up some type of BS. But you gotta just stay the course. And as long as we're getting 1% better in the weight room, coming together as a team, growing as a team, developing as a team, and each individual person developing to help the team win, that's all you can ask for. Because at the end of the day, wins and losses is what's gonna matter. We just need more W's than we need L's.
right about that. They gotta win. I'd just like to say thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank y'all for bearing with me. I know I seen some comments in the comment section that I asked the same old question week after week, but ain't nothing going on, and I ain't been report on that negative. I'm sorry if y'all want that negative and foolishness and all of that stuff about what Shurmur responding to. You got to go to the other channel. BWatts, I ain't finna talk about that. I'm sorry, y'all. That's just me. I don't want to talk about the negative. I try to stay positive. I try to look at the good side of every person. Everybody got a good side to themselves. And like I said, I'm not inside the locker room. I'm not inside the program. I don't know what's going on. So whenever somebody responds to something off Twitter or social media and it blow up, it ain't got nothing to do with me. That's just me. I don't want to talk about it. I see it. I can address it, but I try to stay positive on this side over here. But like I say, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I say, this broadcast been a blessing to me, and it's been a blessing to a lot of people. When I went to the grocery store today, four white people had to jump. But no, we're gonna watch the program tonight. I just said, wow. You never know who's watching, man. Like I said, appreciate Rod and Coach Dre, y'all professionalism, and the people in the chat who give out positive vibes. They watching y'all too, and I appreciate y'all for coming in the comment section because people go back and watch the replay and they see the comments that y'all making, and I appreciate that. Once again, if you got a question or if you got something that you want us to talk about, send me a message, send Rod a message, or Coach Dre a message, especially on the rapid fire is something that I'm overlooking or you want me to ask for the panel or for you all. Y'all let us know. We'll get it out to you. For the last word, we're gonna go around the horn. Gonna start with Rod, then we end with Coach Drake.
Hey, we appreciate everybody for joining in. No matter how long you was in here, what I always say to this message goes to everybody, right? This show is for you guys. It's not about us, right? So we want y'all to be more involved with the show. So if there's anything, and I mean anything that you guys want us to talk about, don't set nothing crazy off the wall because we more likely ain't gonna talk about it. But if it's something that you guys really want to talk about or thinking about, that you won't answer from, any one of us, just let us know. We ain't hard to find, you know. But as always, man, it's a blessing to do this every day. You never know what might happen, what might transpire. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I was in a car accident this week. A lot of people don't know it. I didn't say nothing. I didn't come out publicly and say nothing. But man, I'm just thankful to be here right now.
Man,
Because it
bless
could have
you, bro.
ended.
Bless
It could have ended in a different situation. So, man, just make sure that y'all love somebody. Y'all say, check up on your people. Make sure everybody good because you never know what somebody's going through, what might happen throughout the week. So. Appreciate, like I said, appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Oh, there's no show without y'all. We don't do this for ourselves. We do this because we like to do it. Let things happen organically. This friendship between me and Rob and BWatts, this happened. This just happened. You know, just two brothers. Me and Rob, we started on life and football. Rob went off and started his own thing, and I followed. And BWatts found us, and we came and supported our brother because he wanted our help, and that's what it's all about. It's always about the help. But before I get into my monologue, Mari, I know you can hear me in heaven, man. I wish you'd have talked to Coach before you did what you did. It's been a rough week, but I love you, boy. Tell them boys from the side I love them while you're up there. As always, if I send no ships out, no ships will come in. And if there's no contest, nobody can win. Games can't be won if they haven't been played, and prayers can't be answered if they haven't been prayed. That's my brother Rob the Man. That's my guy BWatts. I appreciate you.
All right. The only thing I gotta say is appreciate y'all once again. And until next time, y'all be blessed. Peace out.